Now today we are going to complete our exercise 3.2, and the question number 1 is find the values of other 5 trigonometric functions in each part. So you see in first part you have cos x is minus 1 by 2 and x in third quadrant. So we know this system that all student take coffee. We have also explained you the concept behind this acronym, all student take coffee. That means first we are talking about third quadrant. So in third quadrant only cot and tan can be positive, rest will be negative. So how to find the value of other trigonometric functions when we have only the value of cos x as minus 1 by 2. So see, we will compare it. Cos x, cos x is base upon hypotenuse. So your base is going to be 1 and hypotenuse is going to be 2. So with the help of Pythagoras theorem we can calculate this perpendicular as 3, and this is your angle x. So first we'll find all other ratios. For example, sin x, cos already found, then cosec x, then tan x, then cot x, and we can also find sec x. So these are the 5 trigonometric functions, and so we'll do this in 2 parts. First we'll decide the sign of these functions. So sine, you see only tan and cot can be positive and rest will be negative according to this acronym. So we'll write that sign of minus and plus. Now next is sec is reciprocal of cos, and cos is 1 minus 1 by 2. So we now for the minus plus we have already put, so we'll take only these values. This is your base, this is your hypotenuse, this is your perpendicular. So your sec is going to be 2 by 1, you may write. So simply you write 2, that's okay. Sine is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Pandit Badri Prasad Harar bole, you must remember that thing in class 10th you did it. So sine will be your perpendicular, which is perpendicular is root 3 and hypotenuse is 2. And cosec x is reciprocal of sine. So you can write that 2 upon root 3. So now tan, you see this is perpendicular upon base. So this is going to be root 3 by 1, and cot is reciprocal of tan. So you are going to write this as 1 upon root 3. So you have seen that how we have calculated other trigonometric functions value when it was given about cos x as minus 1 by 2 and x is in the third quadrant. So now we'll do one more question based on this. Now come to this question number 4, and secant x, the value is 13 by 5 and x lies in the fourth quadrant. So again we do all student take coffee. So in fourth quadrant only cos and sec is going to be positive, rest are going to be negative. So first we'll write that cos x, we'll write then sin x, then we write cosec x, and then we write tan x, and then we write cot x. So now we decide about their sign. So only secant and cos can be positive, rest will be negative. So we put this sign negative, positive, this is negative, this is negative, this is negative, and this is negative. Now we'll draw again, we'll draw the triangle. This is your angle x, and yours, that it is base is 5 and hypotenuse is going to be 13, because sec is hypotenuse upon base. So I am writing this also here, sec x is hypotenuse upon base. So your hypotenuse is 13 and base is 5. So using Pythagoras theorem I can solve this perpendicular as 12. So now we write all the values. So cos is going to be 5 by 13, and sine is perpendicular, which is 12 upon this is 13, and cosec is reciprocal of this, so 13 upon 12, and tan is 12 upon 5, and cot will be 5 upon 12. So with the help of this triangle and with the help of this acronym, we can find the values. To find values of trigonometric functions and when the angle is higher than 360, so this is advisable to use this is 0, this is pi, then this is 2 pi, this is again pi, this 2 pi, then this is going to be 3 pi and something. So this is the this is your angle, this is 90, this is 270. So this way we go in the rotation, and this is plus 76, this angle is positive, means this we will calculate this anti-clockwise direction. So now whatever angle is given to you, you always try to write that angle in this form, which is n into 180 plus minus theta. So this is the form that mostly used in finding the values of such angles, and you see how we can write that. Now 765, if we divide it by 180, then if you divide 180 765, if you divide, so you are going to get 4. So this is going to be 720, and remainder is now 45. So you can write now that sine 765 as 4 into 180 plus 45 degree. So writing 765 this way, you have to take care of one thing, that your function never changes at 180. Your function never changes at 180, it changes only at 90 plus minus theta. I'm making this arrow. If you going this way direction, then your function will change, or you go in this direction, this way or this way, so your function is going to change. Otherwise, if it is 180, your function is not going to change. You see, you can go in second quadrant from this also, 180 minus something you do, or if you want to go in third quadrant, you do 180 plus something, or if you want to go in this quadrant first, so you can go directly like this, or you can go this way. So in all fourth quadrant, we can go with the help of 90 as well as with the help of this one. It will help us, this horizontal line will help us moving in all the quadrants. Like for first quadrant, we can write 2 pi plus something, and if it is in second quadrant, we can go like pi minus something. If it is third, then we can write pi plus something, and if it is in fourth quadrant, we can do 2 pi minus something. So this way we can if we take the help of this base, I'm just putting in this rectangular box, so we can go with the help of this form in any of the quadrant. So now you see, when we are talking about 4 into 180, it means now where you are landing. First you have to understand, if I make a this half rotation, I'm just drawing this figure here so that you can understand. This is your first half rotation, which is equal to pi, and if you do the second rotation, that means it's going to be 2 pi. If it is third rotation, it's going to be 3 pi, and if it is going fourth rotation, means semi rotations we are talking about, this is going to be 4 pi. And after 4 pi, if you're adding something here in this case, 1 pi means this is you are reaching here in this corner, 2 pi you are reaching again here in this corner, 3 pi here, 4 pi here, and you are now adding some acute angle which is 45 degree. So ultimately you are landing up in first quadrant. You're landing up in first quadrant, so we'll discuss things according to first quadrant. So first there are two things that you have to take care after completing writing this 765 into this form. And the thing is, now the sine, whether this this angle is in first quadrant. So in first quadrant, all you have seen this, all trigonometric functions are positive. So first we are going to have answer as positive. Now second thing, your function will never change if you use that base 180 plus minus or something. So your sine function is not going to change. So you are writing this now sine 45, and sine 45 is 1 upon root 2. So that is the value of sine 765 degree. Next we have to find value of this cosec minus 1410 degree. Now this angle this time is given in clockwise direction because sine is negative. So we have to actually check where this is landing, this complete angle is landing in which quadrant. But whenever you get some negative angles, we have some alternative ways. We can go back to your anti-clockwise method, and that's quite easy also. See, but for that you have to remember one rule, that cos minus theta is cos theta, and rest of the functions, trigonometric functions, will be like for this cosec minus theta, you can write that as minus cosec theta. So you have to keep in mind that only cos minus theta will be plus cos theta, and cos reciprocal is sec also. Sec minus theta will be sec theta, because in fourth quadrant cos and secs are positive, and we are moving now clockwise direction. So we are landing here in fourth quadrant. So cos minus theta, the answer will be positive always, and if it is sec also, the answer will be positive. For rest of the trigonometric functions, there are 4 functions left: cosec, sine, tan, cot. So all will have negative sign outside. But this way you will be now solving only this part only, which is can be solved easily with the help of anti-clockwise direction. So we apply this rule here in this question also. So we can write that cosec minus 1410 degree as minus you take outside, and this is 1410 degree. So you have to work only on this, and minus sign will be with your answer. So better, now the angle now is been converted into anti-clockwise, because now this is positive. So you have to see how you can convert that 1410 into this form and into 180 plus minus theta. If it is 720's double is 1440, so that 1410 degree can be written as 8 into 180 and minus 30. You can simplify this yourself. This you see 2 into 180 is 360. So how many revolutions you can see? There are 3 revolutions. 360, 360, then 360. So 2 pi for one revolution, then 3, then 2 pi again, one more revolutions. We will check. So this 1410 can be written. You can simply divide it and you can convert that into this form. Now finally we will write, you see we were finding this is something that you have seen. This is 30. So now you can see minus cosec, you can write that as 148 into 180 minus 30. So let this sign be keep going on, and now you have to decide in which quadrant now it is falling. So first you are making 4 rounds, complete 4 rounds, and then you are subtracting something. See, your first round this, then second round, then third round, then fourth round, and after that you are subtracting some angle. So it means you are now reaching in fourth quadrant. So according to fourth quadrant, your cosec is always negative. This negative will remain there, but will simplify this cosec. So it's going to be negative in fourth quadrant, and function will not change because base is 180. So cosec will remain cosec theta, so which is 30 degree. So now you can see minus and minus, there are two minus signs, so it becomes positive. And cosec 30, now you know cosec 30 is the reciprocal of sine 30, and sine 30 is 1 by 2, so its value is going to be 2. Now we will find value of tan 19 pi by 3. So now we have two ways of doing this. Some of you can convert this angle into degree. So simply you put pi as 180. So 19 into pi upon 13 you can do, and you can simplify this way also. So I'm doing that way first. You see how we can write that 10. This is 19 into 180 upon 3. So you know this is 60. So you can further write this 10. 6 9 ja 54. 5 carry 5 4 carry 5, then 6 1 ja 1, and 6 5 11, and this is going to be 0. So now either you solve 1140 and this degree, or we can directly solve this in terms of radians, and better you learn directly to solve in radians. So whenever you get angle like this, you always divide that 19 pi upon 3 and write that I'm doing for you here. This is 3, you do 19 first here. So 19 3 6 18, and this is 1. So 19 by 3 can be written as, this is 3 into 6 plus 1, and this is 3. So now again you take this term upon this term, this term upon this term. So 3 into 6 upon 3 you do, and 1 upon 3 you do. So again if you simplify, this will get cancelled. So this is your 6 plus 1 upon 3. So this again can be written as 6 plus, because you can write that 10, 19 by 3, and pi you may take outside. So now you write this 1 by 3 and pi is there. Now you multiply pi inside. So you are going to get 6 pi plus pi by 3. So all the procedure I have told you how to convert that. So sometimes you might get here as plus or minus something, but you always have to divide. For example, I can take one more example. For example, if it is 14 by 3, so you can write that as 3 into 5 minus 1 upon 3 also, because 3 into 5 15, and this is minus 1. So if you simplify this further, you can write that as 5 minus 1 by 3. So there are ways like you can convert them according to base, and you have to do that. Now 6 pi, you see 6 pi means where you are reaching. You have to understand this. So I'm just making a rough figure, but you should understand how we are reaching this. 1 pi means you are reaching here. Now 2 pi means you are again reaching from the starting point. Then 3 pi, then 4 pi, then 5 pi, then 6 pi. And after that you are adding something. So it means you are landing up in first quadrant. And in first quadrant all trigonometric functions are positive. So our answer is going to be positive for that sure. And base is pi. And you can see that base is again that form that we discussed. This is n into 180 plus minus theta form. So you can simply say this is 180 into 6 plus pi by 3. So your answer is going to be this 10 pi by 3, and 10 pi by 3 means 1060, and 1060, the value 1060 is root 3. So your answer is going to be plus root 3. Now come to this ninth question. Again first we are writing this minus theta. This is the theorem actually. This is going to be minus theta. So whenever you get any angle negative, first you apply these rules. and then solve it. So you can write that as minus sine, you can write that 11 pi upon 3. Now I have a choice, either I can take pi equal to 180 and then can go according to like you did in first part, or we can simplify in terms of this. So you see, if you divide 11 by 3, so I'm doing it for you here. Now this is 3, this is 11, then this is, you can write that as 4 also. 4. Always try to see your remainder should be either negative or positive, but it should be acute angle. So if I do this, this will be 12. If I do this, this will be minus 1. So we can go, after that, and we can back also, but we have to see our answer should be like, now 11 can be written as 3 into 4 minus 1 upon 3, and this further can be written as 4 minus 1 upon 3. So you always have to remember that this angle should be in fraction, it should be less than 1. So 1 by 3 is less than 1, so it is fine. Some of you might do 3 into 3 9 plus 2, but that way it will become 2 pi by 3. So 2 pi by 3 is more than, you see it is more than 90 degree. So you cannot go like this. Better you convert that into this form, and this number should always be less than 1. So we can write that as sine, we can 11 pi by 3, you have seen that it can be written as now 4 pi minus pi by 3. So this minus is there. Now you have to see in which quadrant you are falling now. So you see 1 pi means here you are, 2 pi here, then 3 pi here, then 4 pi here, and 4 pi minus something is there. So it means you are reaching in fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant, according to fourth quadrant, the sign is negative. Now we are solving the brackets function. So sign is going to be negative in fourth quadrant, and because this is n into 180 plus minus theta form, so function will not change. So it will remain sine, and theta is pi by 3. So you see this minus and minus will become positive, and sine pi by 3 means 60. So answer is going to be plus root 3 by 2. Now we see cot minus 15 pi by 4. So according to the rule, there is a formula. If it is cot minus theta, then it becomes minus cot theta. So we'll follow this rule, and we can write that as cot, you can put minus outside, cot 15 pi by 4. Now you have again this choice whether you multiply 15 by 180, so you can convert that into degree, it's your choice. So this can be written as, now cot 15 pi, you can see we can write 16 pi, 15 pi you can write 16 pi minus pi upon 4. So you follow that way that I did here now, and now this is cot 16 pi, you divide 16 pi, this is 4 pi minus pi by 4. So now cot 4 pi, 4 pi we did earlier also, 4 pi minus acute angle, pi by 4 is 45, so this is an acute angle. So you are reaching in your fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant cot is negative, and function this cot will not change, so it becomes cot pi by 4. So cot pi by 4, the value of this is now become positive, and this is cot pi by 4, and pi by 4 means 45, the value is 1. So your answer is going to be 1.